Toss to White. He's in. Patriots win the Super Bowl.
Welcome to Patriots Touchback Podcast.
I think we are going to lose this game. It is moral victory week for us. So we'll take the 27-24 loss. I swear to God, if we somehow upset you Sunday night, we're going to be the most insufferable. See you next Tuesday. I swear to God.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. Everybody stay calm.
What's the procedure?
Stay calm. Wait. Everybody calm down.
Ding, ding, ding. Round 2. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Patriots Touchback Podcast. Season 3, episode 40. It is the AFC East decider of some proportion, shall we say. New England Patriots against the Buffalo Bills. Let's get it on. Round 2. I've got Matt returning for the UK Bills. And for the first time this season, Nick is going to be my co-host. First of all, Nick, how are we doing? How have you been? Thank you for stepping in at short notice to fill in for Kieran's spot.
It's all right, no worries. Fridays are usually probably the most difficult day for me, but I've made it work just because you asked nicely. So, you know,
I think
ever a team player.
I think it states in your contract that you have to step in if someone falls off. So that's a fair point. And joining us again, we got Matt from Red, White, and Buffalo Blue podcast from the UK Bills fan base. Big up, Matt. How are we doing, mate? How are you? You've been suffering with the same sort of illness as me, where you're just coughing all the time. Hopefully you can get through this one.
I'll do my very best to get through it, but I'm doing good. I say it's been an interesting season, and yeah, it's going to be a fun weekend, hopefully, for one of us.
Well, it will do. It will be preferably us, but we will get into it. Before we get on, make sure you smash the like button, Gronk spike the subscribe button, tell all your friends, follow us on our social media platforms, and make sure you follow the podcast on Spotify and on Apple as well. The link to the Red, White, and Buffalo Blues podcast is Linktree is down in the description below, so please make sure you go check them out and give them a follow. 10 weeks has been and gone since the last time that we played. Let's rewind back to what happened in week 5, okay? The Patriots go into Buffalo on Sunday Night Football with not really much we can hang our hat on. With rebuilding team, teething pains, we're like, if we can keep the game closed, there's a moral victory for us. New England went in there and got the W, winning 23-20. Since then, New England have been on an undefeated streak since week 4 against Carolina, going 11-2. The Bills suffered 3 losses on the road, one of them being the Texans, which is your latest one, which was watching Will Anderson and Daniil Hunter completely and utterly destroy your quarterback and put a nice smile on my face. But at the end of the day, talk us what's been going on with the Bills over the last, since that defeat to the Patriots. What's been happening over the last 10 weeks? Because it does seem to be that Josh Allen is, having to return back to his Superman days back a couple of years ago.
I mean, since that game, or even for the whole season, I think the first 4 weeks really were more part of the Ravens game. The first 4 weeks were probably as you were. There was not really much of a challenge in there with the Jets, Dolphins, and the Saints. Obviously, it came along to you guys, and I think, as they say in the thing, I said I wouldn't be surprised if the Patriots actually came in and actually beat us, because it's one of those. It'd be one of those type of games, and I stand by that. I've stand by that on that game, that they were better than us, and it just, for the rest of the season after that, it's been really up and down. Some really stupid losses, and then some. Don't know how they managed to do it. Wins like the Bengals last week. It's always just trying to pinpoint really where it went wrong or where the turning point is to get us back on track. And obviously injuries on defense hasn't helped us a lot. But then again, up until like week 10, I don't believe that there was much difference on the offense, and we started to become a lot more predictable. So there's probably a load of different things on there that really caught us by surprise, and obviously became more predictable to defenses, and they were able to take advantage. And to say, we got our annual regular season win against the Chiefs. Hopefully that's setting tone to them not actually now reaching the playoffs. If they do, it'd be a miracle. I'll be happy about that. Happy about the Ravens not going in there, so it'll be a little bit easier for us to meet you guys again, and actually this time hopefully take that one step further. Well, hopefully we won't have any Chiefs in the way to stop us.
Mind you, to be fair, most people are beating the Chiefs this season, so that's
that's true. That's true.
Nick, just to let you know, we take turns asking questions, the same as Kieran says. So, the ongoing situation right now there's been a lot of, I won't say a lot of chaos, but there has been some level of concern regarding of the relationship between your GM Brandon Beane and the head coach Sean McDermott. It seems like that Brandon Beane is hell bent on saying that he's done all the right things, bringing these players back, saying this team is not far off, this, that, and the other. And it just seems like, as a metric, you probably have one of the worst receiving cores in the NFL. Because I'll just give you a prime example. Last week against the Bengals, Josh Allen threw 22 passes. 15 of them were either to your running back or to tight ends. Is that a level of concern?
I initially thought it was, but I think what we're now starting to see is a little bit more of an adaptation from Joe Brady as the offensive coordinator, because we weren't getting our tight ends or running backs very much involved in the offense, in the pass game as much. And since we've done that, okay, we've had a loss here and there for it. Texans obviously being one of them, but once we've been able to integrate the Patriots and the what am I talking about? Oh my God! Once we got the tight ends and the running backs involved, it's really started to open up a little bit, and we've seen what last week against the Bengals, what Kincaid and Knox have done. And Kincaid, he has had his injury problems, and probably the reason why we haven't really thrown to tight ends, because even though he trusts Dawson Knox it really hasn't been able to get the level that Dalton Kincaid has been for a first round pick. And I do agree that the wide receiver core is probably one of the weakest that we've had in a while. No out and out number one wide receiver, but it's like last year we didn't have an out and out number one wide receiver, and yet Josh Allen put up all these yards and actually obviously won the MVP without having to put on his cape. So I think the only thing that obviously lost on that season was mainly Matt Collins to you guys. Obviously Josh Palmer coming in, we thought he would actually do something, but he's obviously been injured quite a bit. We had Elijah Moore, they didn't really use him that much. Curtis Samuel, another one that's been injured more than is actually contract is worth. But I think there is something there. I just don't know how you're saying when you say it's the GM to McDermott. I don't think there's that much of a conflict between them. I just think it's Brandon Beane thinking his way, or thinking that getting the people that are experienced in the scheme, both defense, when we've seen Shaq Lawson come back, we've seen Gabe Davis come back, we've seen Jordan Poyer come back, and he's probably been the success story of the returning Bills to come back. He's trying to think that the veterans with that scheme familiarity really help this younger team actually grow a little bit more. But we can kind of see that it's stagnated it a little bit, and hopefully he's actually learned, especially after his rant after the draft about not drafting a wide receiver at all. Well, we did sign a 7th round pick. We didn't go high in the first few rounds with it. That maybe this offseason there will be a change, and we know that we're potentially 1, maybe 2 wide receivers away from having a stable wide receiver core. And it'd be interesting to see what Brandon Cooks actually does remaining in that season, because he showed up. He's only really had 2 games, 1 catch really against Pittsburgh. Wasn't really used much last week, but it's just going to be interesting to see how Joe Brady really uses it. And we seem to be and always will be a run first team, obviously led by James Cook.
I'm thinking how the best way to phrase this. Is McDermott not so much on the hot seat, but is he running low on rope from which to operate with? Because to me, it seems that you've got the best of Josh Allen at the moment while he's young and whatever else. And it just seems to be that constantly you're not getting over that final hurdle. And I wonder whether are we reaching that point where McDermott is going to be the one who's sacrificed in order for the Bills to make the next step?
That kind of is a good question. I mean, to be honest, I think the McDermott is probably a bobbling cauldron on social media within the Bills Mafia. Some people feel he should have gone after the 13-second game. Some people feel he should have gone a couple of seasons after that. The fact that I think he's only had 1 season, which was his first season that he hasn't been in out of the playoffs, goes in his favor a little bit. Yes, there is that issue with getting over the hump. Whether it's all on McDermott, I probably wouldn't say so, because Brandon Beane, after the losses against the Chiefs, actually said this is where we need to go, and he would focus on that area, especially draft wise. So I can see McDermott having a lukewarm seat, but at the moment I don't really see his position under threat unless we go for a couple of years where we just barely scrape into the playoffs. Then you could probably say he is on the hot seat. But at the end of the day, you can only do what you do, and just have to rely on your coordinators and your coaches to really get the team up and actually call the right players at the right time. At the end of the day, I mean, we've seen McDermott be a bit more aggressive in there. Could he have more of a say with Brandon Beane? We hope so, and hopefully they've looked at the season, looked where they've struggled more, and hopefully, as I say, get together and actually work towards making use of Josh Allen whilst we've got him in his prime. I mean, I think he's got another 5 years left on his contract or something like that. So the window will never close as long as Josh Allen is there. It just gets smaller if there's no adjustments and additions to this to the roster, both on offense and defense. And we know that they can find bargains in the or hidden gems in the draft. Just need to actually hit on the first 2 or 3 rounds, or the first 2 rounds to be specific, on their drafts, and actually make sure they don't give out stupid contracts so they don't keep us in towards cap hell. I think that's mainly why you could probably see an issue there. The fact that they're spending all this money, re-signing their own, which has always been their motto, but actually keeping them into very low cap hell, and that they can't make the big splash they need to get that alpha wide receiver to take it to the next level, or to get a stud safety or cornerback to help. And yeah, so I think it's a little bits on both. I don't really feel McDermott is too much on the hot seat. Some Bills Mafia, if you look on socials, probably say he is, but me personally, as much as some decisions sometimes actually I get stressed about, at the end of the day, it's really the coordinators that put him in that position, and it's the players then that have to execute it. If they don't execute it, you can't put it that much on a coach. You put it onto the positional coaches. If that made any sense whatsoever.
No, I get it.
There's been a talk going around of the way that the NFL landscape, especially in the AFC, has all been coming about over the last 14 weeks. And you mentioned as well Kansas City on the outside looking in, Baltimore, they're on the outside looking in. Cincinnati are pretty much dead and buried. So no Joe Burrow, no Patrick Mahomes, no Lamar Jackson. The biggest kryptonite for the Bills was Kansas City, and looks like they're not going to get in unless it's by some bullshit miracle that they get in. I don't think it will. Are you reaching a stage for this season where if you don't make the Super Bowl this year without KC, without Baltimore, without Cincinnati, will you ever get there? Because it seems like the road is now completely, you're in an open sandbox. I look at the AFC playoff picture as an open sandbox. But you're the main person in that sandbox.
I think if you gave me this scenario that the Bills would be in the playoffs and the Chiefs and the Ravens and the Bengals would literally have a slim chance of making the playoffs. If you gave me that after our first loss against you guys, or at the beginning of the season, obviously I would snap your hands up on it. I think this season, I still think that if we didn't make it to the Super Bowl, I still think we would make it potentially next season. I'm just looking at the amount of injuries we've had on this defense that's actually really made us have to be more superhero Josh, and obviously him then throwing a lot more interceptions than he did last year, and the Bills not actually on offense, not looking after the ball securely like they did last year. I don't think necessarily if we don't make it this year, we're never going to make it. I'm just putting it down to mainly the injuries we've actually had, especially on defense. I think the offensive side we've been able to manage more than anything, but it's a defensive side that's been hit the hardest. And I think if we had most of that defense back for most of the season, and we were in the same position of the Chiefs, Bengals, and Ravens not making the playoffs, I would definitely say we would be in with a super chance of doing it. This year, we've seen pretty much the AFC being blown wide open. I mean, you look at the Colts, went off on a huge run, then they've actually stalled, and then they brought Phillip Rivers back in to actually try and stem them until one of the quarterbacks actually comes back. And there is a hit and miss, and any given Sunday, anyone can beat anyone. And the one team, I think, no disrespect to the Patriots, I think the one team that I probably fear a little bit more would be the Texans, to be honest, with that defense.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And their offense is still good, but that defense is that much that I think there'd be a trouble for anyone in that in the playoffs.
Nick?
Yeah, I fully agree with you regarding the Houston defense. It's a conversation we had on the pod this week about that defense is just unbelievable. I think the Bills Patriots is always a good game. You know, no matter what the weather, it's always one of those games. Now, the Bills are looking sort of ahead. The Bills are on average scoring more points than the Patriots in total. But the Patriots are conceding less points than the Bills in total across this season. So at what point, you know, it's attack versus defense. Does an attack that scores more points than one favor over the defense? And if you favor your running game and we favor our run defense, you know, at what point does a rock meet a hard place, and where do you go from there?
It is a good question. I mean, yeah, our offense is probably one of the most explosive point scoring wise in the NFL this season, and we've come up against some decent defenses and struggled on occasions. Obviously, the Houston one was the main struggle we've had with the defense, but even against a few more stingier defenses, we've always put up pretty much 20 plus points. There's a couple of games where in our losses we didn't, which was obviously the Falcons, the Dolphins, and the Texans. So there's not been that many games where we've actually not performed as well as we want on offense. But it's all about adaptation. I think with us, because we've got that ground game going, regardless of the how good a rush defense is probably against this Bills team, you've always got to look for 17. You've always got to look, even if you get James Cook going up twice for, say, a combined 6-7 yards, that third down, you're then worrying, is Josh going to find a seam to actually to scramble? Are they going to be able to run the RPO with James Cook knowing what he's like? And then you've got play action, which Josh is good about. I think there's always ways to adapt, and we've had a habit recently of really running the clock and keeping that clock on our favor. It's just the fact that, let's say, injuries have not destroyed us, but have handicapped us a lot this season. The fact that when we've gone behind, we had started abandoning what was working and going completely opposite, which obviously involved Josh throwing a lot more than actually relying on our strongest point of this offense is our run game. So yes, it's offense defense is always a good matchup, but I think in all of it, it's down to how well teams can adapt. And for every defense actually facing the Bills, there's always one thing you've got to remember: what is 17 doing? If 17 is going off on one, then you're gonna struggle a little bit. But if you can keep him contained, then it really opens up a world to a defense, and they can't get that turnover or force the punts. I think with us and how explosive this offense has been, there are ways we can beat you. We've just got to not beat ourselves in doing it.
You mentioned about not beating yourselves. You have committed you've committed on average 2 turnovers in your last 3 or 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
That's whilst New England, they haven't really turned the ball over. I can't remember the last time we really did turn it over when it wasn't Drake May. It seems to be several weeks now. But you said that your running game is going to be I would probably say your running game is going to be your bread and butter in this one, obviously, with James Cook having an absolute worldie of a season. Can't really fault him for it. There is one iron to wrinkle out regarding of the running game, and that's the fact that we still do not have defensive tackle Milton Williams. He is still on IR. He won't be back to latest week 17 against the Jets. But ever since he went down with the injury, we was only giving up 3.6 yards per carry. We're now giving up, when he's out, we're now giving up 4.9 yards per carry. And now we've got James Cook coming to town. That should obviously put a smile on your face. But what can the Pats do to try and stymie the running game? Because the whole point of this is, if you stop the running game and you just contain Josh Allen, then you're just putting a hat on man coverage. But now, no Milton Williams, and we have given up the run a fair bit more than what we usually care to do. What would you say would be the plan of attack would be on your side of the ball?
It mainly would be stop 17, stop Allen, because last time you actually held up, you did have Milton Williams last time. You only held Cook to 3.3 yards a carry on 49 yards from 15 carries. But it's really setting the edge, because James Cook likes to go outside the tackle, zone reads and all that. If you seal the edge and force him inside, you may have a better shot with your linebackers on Cook. But as soon as you get him, as soon as he's into space, then you've had it. And we're hoping that we got Spencer Brown back, who actually who makes a big difference in that run game, and our secret weapon, if you will, in the in our run offense is our tight end Jackson Hawes, who is probably the best, or was the best, blocking tight end coming out of the draft this year. And he's not just made plays through the air. I think he's got about 3 or 4 touchdowns already this season. But he's actually been one of our main blockers, and we've gone away from having our jumbo set and really playing with 3 tight ends in there. So it gives you more issues than Knox. You'll be playing Kincaid, you'll be playing with Knox, Cook, and give you more issues. So I would say defend the run by actually sealing the edges and forcing Cook and even forcing Allen inside rather than out will probably be the better way to actually to stifle the run game more than anything.
Are you going to let Diggs score a touchdown? He started scoring a few more now. He's getting comfortable.
Well, it all depends. It all depends if Benford's good to go. I mean, he was in a walking shoe, not a boot, after hurting his toe in practice. But the fact that last week we only allowed Jamar Chase 44, I think it was 44 yards or something on two receptions, and he wasn't going up against Christian Benford every single time, shows that we've still got that pass defense that can really stifle. And yeah, he went for 146 yards against us in Buffalo, but I think now we've got a bit of stability in that in the secondary with Jordan Poyer coming back, freeing up Cole Bishop and freeing up these cornerbacks, these young cornerbacks. Maxwell Hairston still finding his feet, but we've already got 2 interceptions on the season. We're hopeful we can keep him quiet out of the end zone. But if he makes loads of yards but doesn't score a touchdown, I think for the Bills that'll be a win.
I believe Benford didn't practice today, and he's been listed as
he's questionable.
So
he's questionable, but It depends on how bad it is. The fact that he wasn't in a boot, you saw like Joe Burrow when he actually did his toe. He was actually in more of a shoe, I believe, than a boot. I don't think it's too much serious. I think he may play, but they may sort of limit what he actually does in the game. So I think he will play, but whether he plays the full game or whether he plays or rotates in with White and have Hairston on his own on the other side is another question really for this for the defensive coordinator for Mr. Babbage and McDermott to figure out on defense.
Mute, Carl.
Sorry, I'm trying to stop the coughing. Yeah, the injury report's come out, as you said. The Bills have got none out, none doubtful. There are 3 that are questionable. Obviously, Christian Benford was toe, did not practice today. Linebacker Terrell Bernard was elbow, limited practice, and wide receiver Joshua Palmer, ankle, limited practice. I always think questionable, limited practice, they're probably playing. With New England, we've only got 1 out, and that's running back Terrell Jennings. He's out with a concussion. He hasn't practiced all he hasn't practiced all.
He's not on the Bengals.
So, yeah. And that was 2 weeks ago. So that concussion, he got hit really hard there. Doubtful. No, there's no one that's doubtful. Robert Spillane, limited practice. He's questionable. He should play though. We've got no game statuses for Christian Barmore. No injury, not injury related. Harold Landry, he had full practice today. Vidarian Lowe, full practice again. Brendan Schooler will be back, full practice. Kyrus Tonga is back, and so too is guard Jared Wilson. I want to throw a question at Nick actually, because we spoke about on the review show, me and Kieran did, regarding how impressed we were with Vidarian Lowe stepping in. Now, okay, it was the Giants, but you still have Brian Burns to stop. You still had, Abdul Carr to try and stop. The fact he didn't give up a single sack or a single pressure is actually pretty good. Is actually pretty damn good, to be fairly honest with you. So, how much confidence have you got with regarding of Vidarian Lowe at left tackle?
Have you got your picture available?
No, it's not coming out because he had a good game.
Oh, what a shame.
No,
okay, fair enough.
Matt, if you've never seen it before, it's as simple as it is. We've nicknamed him this because, well, everything just goes through him.
Okay. Calm down.
Yeah. He doesn't. We're not needing that at the minute. At the moment, if he has a shit game, then it comes out again.
There is a saying that a broken clock is correct twice a day.
Mm-hmm.
So just because he's had one good game, look, Will Campbell is a hard to replace. We are, and I have said this many a time on the pod, we are suffering for the lack of depth in quality and depth due to inept drafting over the years. But look, I guess if you kiss enough frogs, you do find a prince occasionally. So
how many more narratives are you going to use to this?
I don't know. I'm trying to throw as many as I can.
He's trying to distract you.
I just think if Vedran Lowe's had one good game, he's due a bad one some point. That's really what it is. It comes down to at some point he's going to have a bad game.
Okay. So let's look at the tail of the tape regarding of this game. So total yards gained 4,714 for us, 4,988 for the Bills. Our total offense is ranked 8th. The Bills are ranked 2nd. Rush offense, obviously Bills are the number 1 rushing offense in the NFL. We're only ranked 21st. That we've got to get going in this game. We have got to get the running game going. And I know it's like I'm running back by committee between Henderson and Ramondre Stevenson, but in all due honesty, I would rather you just give Travion Henderson the ball on a consistent basis because he's the one who's going to make the breaks. He's the one that's going to get out in the open. And maybe we didn't know. Maybe you didn't know a lot about him in week 5, but now we do know. 10 weeks down the line, he could be an interesting, especially when your Russian defense is ranked 28 for the NFL. Ours is ranked 3rd currently. Might be ranked a bit lower if we don't contain James Cook. Total yards allowed 3,853 for the Pats, 3,992 for the Bills. Passing offense, you're ranked 11th. We're ranked the 2nd. 7 points per game. We are 7th with 27 points. The Bills are tied with 28.9. So no wonder the bookies have got for the Bills as 1.5 point favorites. Will you put more than 23 points on us? Because that's been the average over the last 10 games. We scored more than 23 points a game, and we're not conceding no more than 23 points per game. So are the Bills going to be able to have that little bit of freedom, unlike they did back in week 5?
I think now after the little slide we've had on offense and stagnated that the offense actually went and how it's performing now, I could see us putting more than 23 on you guys. I mean, obviously we're leaning on the run game, and it's not just James Cook. I mean, Ty Johnson is a decent running back, and actually will be our 3rd down back, and he's one that can make plays in the pass game and in the rush game. It all just comes down to how well we can adapt on defense. Because I say we've got no Ed Oliver, we've got Dion Walker, who's probably our rookie of the year this year for a 4th round guy who's just been stellar on that in the middle of the line, especially in the run game. So it's just about how we can contain the running backs, because as everyone knows, the running back game, the run defense, I thought we were like 32nd, to be honest, in the rush defense. The fact that we were actually constantly being run over by Sean Tucker of the Bucks was not just the big name guys. Sean
Tucker was speedy though. Sean Tucker's a speedy back.
Yeah. But even then, you look. Obviously, we had, I think, Bijan put a few good points up against us. Ravens, obviously, Henry, Justice Hill. We are success. We are. I can't even say the word. Suspectable, or whatever. However they pronounce that word.
Respectable.
Probably something like that. Against a speedier back, Devon Ashan, probably the prime example there, actually gashed us every single time we played Dolphins this year, and I think last year as well. We've got to tighten up a little bit more on that side. I think offensive wise, I think there's enough in there, and I know that I was reading somewhere, where was it, that you did struggle against tight ends more, and the Bills have started using tight ends a lot more, and we've got Kincaid back. So if there is an area to probably target, it's that, and possibly trying to get Cook involved a lot more in the pass game. It seems to have worked the last few weeks. As long as you can adapt and not end up like the Steelers being continuously pummeled in the run game by literally 2 or 3 plays the Bills like to play, then you probably have a good chance of actually of forcing Josh to actually pass and take advantage of as you say, a poor wide receiver core, and hopefully get some luck from there. As long as they don't start throwing laterals to Shakir 2 or 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage for him to be covered up, and us going behind the sticks, we can be all right. But you've just got to, all in all, I think the key in this game is our run game, and obviously you guys keeping an eye on number 17.
I wonder whether third downs are going to come into play, because our third down conversion rate is just around 45%. I think I looked at earlier, whereas your
About 45.
defense, just shy of 45, I think. Whereas your success at defending third downs is down at 32%. So the fact that New England seem to be able to convert more third downs than you can stop third downs, does that worry you in the long term? Obviously, as the game progresses and players tire and fatigue becomes, especially with the weather, fatigue becomes thing. Does that third down conversion rate that you are negative in worry you?
Oh, 100%. 100%. I think we've shown, I think it was against the Bengals last week, we gave up 3rd and 10 pluses a couple of times to the Bengals. Okay, maybe the weather had played a part in it. Who knows? But we have had troubles in the past on third and longs, and actually and stopping it. So that 100% on our defensive side, that is a major concern on us. With our offensive side, it's actually good for us. Plus, we actually have had quite a bit of success on 4th down as well, especially if you get into like 4th and inches, 4th and 1. Providing they're on the right side of the 50, you could see the Bills go for it, and obviously they've got the most mismatched player possible in that position that can make a difference. So on offense, I'm not too worried about third down. If we get there by running twice and third and medium, third and long, then I'm kind of worried, because Josh has a habit of holding on to the ball sometimes too long, or when he scrambles, there's no one there, so he'll probably have to throw away or try and do something superhuman. But if it's third and manageable, I can't see us having too much of an issue on that side. I feel confident that we've got enough in our offense, with Cook, with Allen, even with the tight ends, to maybe put a bit of play action in there to really help us on the third downs. But defensively, that is a huge concern, at least for me, probably for most Bills Mafia, where you see so many teams really stop third and longs, and yet the Bills, for some strange reason, decide to actually play soft coverage and give them enough space to actually get close to the line and then convert once they caught the ball. So 50-50 really, of whether I'm worried and not worried on third downs, both offensively and defensively.
Mute again, Karl.
Okay, let's get into our prediction. This is going to be a critical one. Nick, we got your prediction on Tuesday night.
Oh, that's all
Sorry,
right. I couldn't
that
remember
was
what I'd
Kieran.
given.
Sorry, that wasn't you. It wasn't you. It was Kieran. Kieran gave us his prediction. The Pats win 27-24. I've kept mine to myself. DJ hasn't got back to me, so the moment DJ gets me, we will get the post out. Matt, what is your prediction?
I'm trying to remember back what we said on my podcast yesterday. I know it's going to be a one score. It's going to be a one-score game. Most games, Bills Patriots are going to be one-score games. I think I went a bit high on my prediction. I think I went. Obviously, as much as I want to say the Bills could lose this one. Obviously, I've got to say the Bills win. I put them down for 31-29.
31-29 to the Bills, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. 31-29. Okay. I still don't think we're conceding 23 points, but it is what it is. Nick.
I think a late field goal wins this. So I'm gonna go with you know what? I've been playing with this idea. I'm gonna go with the exact same score as in week 5, 23-20.
Patriots.
Yes.
Okay.
Obviously.
What are you doing exactly? So I'm denying around what to do here. I think it's going to be around about the same sort of score line. But it will be, I think, I think you are right. I think we're in the same ballpark of it could be down to maybe a last-minute field goal. And I'm going with my Patriots to take the division back 24-21.
I think it will be a case that it's whoever has the ball last will win this game.
Correct.
I think that's probably the best way to put at it. Whoever has the ball last will win the game. So for me, it's going to be an interesting game. Hopefully, we can actually pull it back because there's still a chance in there. But even so, with us, I think we're still almost guaranteed a lock for the for playoffs, and it'll just be the most interesting playoff scenarios possible going forward. Hopefully, come week 18.
Okay. We'll just wait on DJ for his prediction, and then we'll get that post out to our X account and also to our Instagram account as well. Okay. So, Matt, you know the drill. What we always do, we always do our blazing six fixtures, all to do with spreads. Nick, this is your first time doing this, so you will be taking the points for Kieran here. So if you fuck up, he's going to be having your head on a spike for it. So
what did I get last time? What did I get last time? Do you remember?
I can't go back that far. Be here all night, otherwise. You got 3 points. But to be honest, we all did shit in that week anyway. Kieran got 2 and I got 2.5. So you got 3 points. So technically, you won that week, but there's 3 points. It's 3 points for the typical fucking 12. So that's not
3 out of 6. 3 out of 6, I'll take that. 50%.
Okay. So I got 6 fixtures up. You'll be surprised to know for the first time ever, I actually don't have a shit game on this week. So all some pretty good games this slate for this week. So we're going to start off Ravens at Bengals. The Ravens are favored by -2.5. Matt, what are you going for with this one?
Jesus Christ. I think you as much as I want Cincinnati to win, just to really stick a nail in the coffin of the Ravens, especially after losing last week against the Steelers and obviously losing to the Bengals the previous week. I kind of feel like Baltimore probably have a little bit more to prove in this game, so I do think that they will win and they will beat the spread on that one.
Who wins? Baltimore.
Baltimore.
You've got Baltimore winning. Okay, Baltimore on the cover. Okay. Baltimore on cover. Okay. Nick.
Based on, I'm going to stick to what I said regarding this, regarding Cincinnati on Tuesday. There is something in the back of my mind that says Cincinnati aren't dead yet. They're not
getting in. They are not getting in.
No, if they win all 4 in a row, bearing in mind they have to play some teams in their division.
It's 8 and 9.
They won't be in.
Not dead yet.
They won't be in.
They not? No,
they won't be in.
Had Joe Burrow not thrown 2 interceptions in a weird 2 minutes against the Bills last week. Cincinnati had that game won. So you know what? I'm going to take Cincinnati to win.
What, to cover?
Yes.
Okay, so you're in the same boat as me then. I've got Cincy covering as well. I think Cincinnati destroyed them at no one uses M&T Bank Stadium. So I think Bengals get this one. Okay, the next game. Chargers at Chiefs. The spread is -5.5 on Kansas City.
That is. Who's going first? Is it me again?
Yeah.
Oh, lovely. I love going first.
If you want,
Always
I
put
can send it to Nick. I can send it to Nick if you want.
Send it to Nick for now. Yeah, let him go. Let him go first. I need to quickly have a look at something.
Go on.
Kansas City to win, but not to cover the spread.
So Chiefs to win, Chiefs to win, Chargers to cover.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. And just to clarify as well on Hurdle Line, when we made our predictions, both Sam and Fletch both went for Chargers, and I lone wolfed the Chiefs.
Oh, did Sam go Chargers?
He went Chargers, yeah.
Oh, that's going to be a game. Somebody is 3 points ahead of Sam in our league. So if Sam's going Chargers, I might change when just play the numbers.
Okay, Matt, what you going for?
Thanks for that inside information, Carl. I'll take that to Sam when I speak to him.
I'm going to go Chargers. I mean, the fact that
with the hook or
Chargers, and they're going to beat the spread. They're going to cover it. I think with the Chiefs, there's something not right with that Chiefs team. Don't know what it is. There is that, but there's something wrong somewhere where you just can't figure out how they've gone from being dominant the last 5 years or so, and then all of a sudden on the verge of pretty much one more loss, not making the playoffs. Something horribly wrong has gone wrong.
I'll give you 3 reasons why they're not with pause what they are. A, they can't run the ball. B, Travis Kelce is now hit father time and he can't freaking run around properly anymore. And also their defense can't rush the quarterback.
Okay, fair enough. But that still put me down as that would then put me in favor of the Chargers. I just think there's enough in that Chargers offense just to really push, and it's going to be a 1-score game, but Chargers will win, and they'll beat they'll cover that spread.
Okay. Third game up.
Go for it. Hit me with it.
Lions at Rams. Rams are favored by -6.
I'll take the Rams, but they don't cover. The Rams are probably the best team in the NFC, potentially the NFL, this season. Lions have dropped off quite a bit. There's still talent in there, but they just haven't been able to put it all together for a second year running. Maybe there's a case that they've had to readjust with a new offensive coordinator, but I would say Rams will win that, but I don't think they'll cover the 6 points.
Okay, Nick.
Rams to win, Rams to cover. I think whatever issues that the Lions have got with their offense is still not fixed. And Dan Campbell calling plays, yes, it was better last week than it was the week before, but there's some issues there that need that need sort of ironing out. So I think I don't think it's certainly not gonna be a bad game. I think it'll be quite an interesting game. But ultimately I've got Rams to win, Rams to cover.
Okay, I've got the same as you. Rams covering this game. I think Detroit are in I think they've only got like a 47% chance of making the postseason. They are in big trouble. They're in big trouble and missing. We'll see about that. Next game. This game's got huge implications, especially for us Patriots fans. Packers at Broncos. The Packers are -2 favorites.
I know.
They're on the road.
In Mile High, see, that was the thing. There was that game and this game. I did not understand the spreads because, you've got Denver at home on a 10-game winning streak. They're not favorites. And then you've got the Patriots at home who are on a 10-game winning streak. And these two games, I didn't get why Vegas have lined them up like that. It just didn't feel right to me. But if I may go while I'm speaking, I'm going to go with Denver to win, but not to cover. I think it'll be a 1 point. I literally think it'll be a field goal to win it.
Matt?
I am. Do we know what the status of Josh Jacobs is at the moment? Because that's my.
I think
that'd be my.
I think he's good to go.
Good to go. I am going to go for the Packers. The Packers on this one. I think since they brought in Parsons, I think that defense has just elevated them a lot more than what it is, and he is literally unguardable no matter where you put him. They've got a young wide receiver core now with Christian Watson back that they built around Jordan Love, and they pretty much played the last 3 years non-stop together, so the chemistry's there. I think the Packers will take this. And what's the spread again?
-2. -2.
I think the Packers will take it, and they will cover the spread.
So I'm being a homer on this one because we also need some help along the way if we do beat you. Packers to win, but get the cover. Vegas knows something that we don't, and I don't know why, but they never. Vegas knows something that we don't. Anyway, 5th game up.
I think Vegas probably know a lot we don't. To be fair,
Sunday night football. Sunday night football. Vikings at Cowboys. Cowboys are favored by -5.5.
God.
Cowboys taking it.
Oh, sorry, no. This is a shit game. Sorry, I take that back.
Cowboys and covering.
Nick?
Yeah, I mean, the Cowboys have improved on defense since those signings. And Minnesota just seem to be struggling to score. JJ McCarthy can't decide whether he's a quarterback or a babysitter. So I'm going to go with the Cowboys to win, the Cowboys to cover, and good old Jerry Town.
Okay, I've got Cowboys covering this game as well. I know Washington Minnesota had a really good game against Washington last week, but it's Washington, their ass. So This is going to be straightforward. And then the last game, DJ, you are a...
I won't read that because you've just told me what's going on.
So for the people who have listened and viewing, while I've just said that, he's just texted me with his result. He hasn't learned from his waste of space pick when he put the Bucks to win. Although to be fair, Nick has learned his lesson. DJ hasn't. He's got the Bills winning 31-28. That motherfucker is banned for the rest of the regular season. He's banned. I don't care. It might be his podcast. I don't care. Jesus. If we do,
I want to know his reason. I want to know his reason.
31-20. So we've got people in the chat.
Probably high.
31-20. He was when he was at the Bills one anyway.
I've got to say it because I'm a Bills fan. He's saying it as a Patriots fan. I want to know the reason why he thinks that.
Yeah, exactly that. All right. Bang goes that balloon then. Okay, final game. Monday Night Football. Dolphins at Steelers. The Dolphins are favored by -3.
Ooh.
Oh, hang on. Are they favored by -3 or did I get that one wrong? Hang on. Bear with me a minute. Pretty sure.
Again, this is where my Cincinnati comeback is going to
Sorry. I take that back. Steelers are -3 point favorites.
Right. Well, the Dolphins are still going to win, and the Dolphins are going to cover.
What's the reason?
Because I just see that division imploding, and the Bengals are going to rise from the ashes. Tell you, it's not that I've got the Bengals to win that division or anything, and I'm trying to cover.
How much money have you put on that? How much have you put on a bet that the Bengals will win the division?
Yeah, I want access to your Swiss bank account if that's the case.
All I will say is, when Joe Burrow got injured, I considered that money well and truly lost.
I'm not surprised. Weirdo. Anyway, Matt.
Me first. As much as they're an AFC rival, I would put the Dolphins over Pittsburgh. Because I just can't see. I mean, they let Henry run for he had 25 attempts. They let him run for near enough 100 yards. The last few weeks they haven't really got a run game going. Had to rely on old man Rodgers to actually to bail them out as much. Obviously relying on Metcalf and a few dodgy tackles in the meantime. I can't. As much as I want to say the Steelers, I think the Dolphins do have just a little bit enough, and they seem to somehow, I don't know where from, picked up a bit of momentum in there. Obviously, it's for nothing. Then they're just going to fuck up actually getting a decent draft pick, which is probably what they need. But I definitely see them actually winning that, and I want to say I'm going to stick to how I've always been sticking. They're going to cover it.
Who's that? Dolphins.
Dolphins win and cover.
We got a lot of the same old here, so it's not going to be there's not going to be a lot of points or not many points in this round. So well done, gentlemen. It's all good. So yeah, we'll get that post up ready to go for on our X account and on our Instagram page. But yeah, we're all good to go. Matt, thank you so much for coming on, mate. Much appreciated.
No,
for the second
pleasure.
time. And this might not be the last time this season we're going to have you back on, because we may have to have you on for the postseason as well, if we have to face you. That is. Just let everybody know where they can find your podcast, mate.
Yeah, you can find us at UK_Bills on X, on Instagram, RWBB_podcast on X, and you can find us on pretty much all streaming podcast platforms. Just search Red, White, and Buffalo Blues, and bang, it'll take you to us and our episode, which came out yesterday, where we actually obviously give our predictions and our views on the game. So if you want to have a listen, and see what crazy stuff we're saying in there about the game, then by all means help us pop up our listeners on that episode. Shameless plug.
Absolutely, it's good to have you back, mate. Man, I'm sorry.
Thank you for having me.
Sorry on top of my coughing and obviously your coughing, but we've got through in the end. Nick, thank you very much for jumping on, mate. Much appreciated. I'll see you in the group chat, and I'll see you in the group chat, and I'll also see you on Tuesday for the review show, hopefully of the win. So we can make us our fingers, hopefully. That's it for this show, guys. Thank you ever so much for watching. Thank you everyone that's been listening. Make sure you smash the like button on the way out. Go spike the subscribe button. Tell all your friends. Follow us on social media platforms, and make sure you follow the podcast on Spotify and Apple. We will be back on Tuesday nights for the review show of the Bills, and hopefully we'll be wearing one of these come Tuesday. Good night.
I'll see it.
God bless. Watch it, Matt. Good night. God bless. Go Patriots.